Ready? And 5, 4,
3, 4, 1, 2.
Let me tell you how
Okay.
it will be.
Hi, this is JW, and I want to thank all of y'all for paying your attention over video, and thank Harriet for letting me do this. It saved me 9 hours of driving and a whole lot of gas. So what I wanted to talk about today was the Appalachian Abberation. Damn it. I can't say damn it in my senior.
It's an aberration.
Thanks. So the Appalachian Abberation. Appalachia is a unique place in America's modern political climate. And that's something that you can see starting back after the Civil War, when we had a solid North and a solid South. We see a really distinct two-party system emerge in Appalachia because of the different local and regional alliances that were in Appalachia. So it's more than simple demographics that in modern times that set Appalachia apart from the character of the lowland South or the rest of the United States. And it's something that's entirely more important and unique than a lot of people give it credit for. What is Appalachia? This is the Appalachian Regional Commission map of Appalachia in the United States of America. It goes from northeastern Mississippi here all the way up to the southern end of New York, and includes Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, parts of Maryland, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. I'll be focusing mostly on Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and North Carolina, which is the central, southern, and northern Appalachian coal-bearing areas. We'll go through a couple of historical elections in Appalachia, why it's important for a candidate of either party to perform well there in order to win, and then what I think candidates can do, not only in the upcoming Democratic and Republican primaries, but in the general election as well, to appeal to voters in this area. So within Central Appalachia, we've got a little pocket of swing states that swing specifically on this geographic region. 21 electoral votes in Pennsylvania, it's the largest of the Appalachian states. Ohio with 20, North Carolina with 15, Virginia with 13 electoral votes, and West Virginia as well. These states tend to be extremely competitive at the presidential level, or are currently. Tennessee and Kentucky less so, but depending on who the candidate is and how the race turns out, Tennessee and Kentucky may be competitive in the fall as well. That's a net of 70 electoral votes, or 3.5 times the size of Ohio, which, remember, swung the 2004 presidential election, which we'll look at right here. This is red counties are counties that Bush won, and blue counties are counties that John Kerry won, which we see are mostly centered around the urban areas here. We see Cleveland, and George Bush took much more of the rural states across the rest of Ohio and took the state by 2%. Here we look at a 2006 map of that's set up in the same way between Ted Strickland and Kenneth Blackwell, who are running against each other for the governorship of Ohio. So what we see is the Democrat, Ted Strickland, ended up winning by 33 points. And so we see a drastic shift across all of the state, but it was especially notable that he swung all of these counties in the Appalachian area of Ohio. So in one of the most important swing states, we see how really, really crucial it is for candidates to win in this region. Pennsylvania, 21 electoral votes. In 2004, we saw John Kerry beat George Bush here by 2 percentage points based on his strength in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. 2 years later, in 2006, we can look at the successful Senate race by Senator Bob Casey, who's now senator, who beat the incumbent Rick Santorum by 18 points. So you see a 16-point shift here, a pretty good improvement across the state for Senator Casey, but especially you see him buoyed in a lot of these Appalachian regions here that John Kerry did not perform so well in. You see him really increase his performance in this part of the state. Virginia. Governor Mark Warner was extremely popular, left office with a 75% approval rating, and here you see his first election in 2001. And whereas usually Democrats are only competitive, this is Appalachian Virginia here, the 9th Congressional District, and usually Democrats will only be competitive in 2 or 3 of these counties here. But we see that Warner was not only competitive, but won several of these counties by single digits, and some of them even by double digits. Therefore buoying not only his first election, but also his re-election and a template for Democrats to win statewide in Virginia. We see him followed by Governor Tim Kaine in 2005 and Senator Jim Webb in 2006. So if a candidate wants to win Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky, or Tennessee, they must perform strongly in the Appalachian part of the state, and that goes for either the Democrat or Republican candidate. And what I want to talk about now is a little bit about the 2008 Democratic primary. Not all Appalachian states have had their primary yet, but a few of them have. Tennessee was one of the first, and Hillary Clinton won the state of Tennessee by 13 points. And we're going to call Appalachian Tennessee the first, second, and third district here, which is most of the Great Smokies, not all the way out to the Cumberland Plateau. So, whereas we see statewide Hillary Clinton won by 13, in these three Appalachian districts, Hillary Clinton won by 54 points. She beat Barack Obama 74% to 24%, thus improving her percentage by 41% compared to the rest of the state. Therefore, Obama underperforms in Appalachian Tennessee by 41%. I think I should note I did remove Hamilton and Knox County because they're anchored by urban populations in Chattanooga and Knoxville. Appalachian Virginia, we see a similar result. Senator Obama won the state by 29 points, but here in the 9th District of Virginia, the Appalachian part of Virginia, we see Hillary Clinton win that district by 32 points. That's an improvement of 61 percentage points over her performance in the rest of the state. And therefore, she overperforms in Appalachian Virginia by 61. Senator Obama underperforms in Appalachian Virginia by 61%. So there's an obvious variation in the Appalachian part of the states of the candidate's performance. And I think that helps show the unique character of the Appalachian region.